Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jeffico. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
What's up, Chris? We got to see number one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And my first question I'm going to have here, where did she come from?
She was heading to the shipyards.
Yeah?
And she was coming from whatever secret place she went to get some information.
I guess.
That's my guess.
I don't know. She just beamed on. Nobody said where she came from. Nobody said where she was going.
I assume the Enterprise is being towed and they're just like, hey, I'm just going to be bored, have lunch with you.
Weren't they already in warp, though?
Yeah, burgers and fries. Whatever.
Burgers and fries, yeah. The girl's got a good taste for food.
Yeah, I think we got one of the best things that ever happened in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hollow technology.
Rip it right out of there.
Rip it right out.
That's where it came from.
Apparently, Enterprise is the only ship in the fleet that's had any problems.
You know, he warned me. The damn holographic comm system. Tell Louvier to rip out the entire system. From now on, we'll communicate using good old-fashioned view screens. Truth is, I never liked the holograms. They look too much like ghosts.
Like, is that actually what they're going for with what disabled the Enterprise here was the holotech?
Okay,
is that what disabled the Enterprise?
If that's what did it, then that's retarded.
That is
But if that is one of the problems, then yeah, get rid of that shit. It shouldn't be in there anyways.
So does that mean that, like, the whole Federation ended up scrapping it, or was it just the Enterprise that scrapped it, and we just happened not to see holotechnology in the whole TOS?
They could never talk to anybody else because they weren't using it. So holotechnology might have existed canon-wise.
No, maybe.
Any, like, ship that we ever watched, and it's a tradition of the Enterprise never to use it.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. I mean, it barely worked when the Defiant tried to use it, so... You know, we tried
as
to
soon
bring
as
it
you're
back.
a main ship, holotechnology just doesn't work.
Yeah. You know, you can't figure some things out.
Yeah, but you and I were giving each other very significant glances during that
mental
whole
high
conversation.
five. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Security reports 24 crew still trapped below deck. Life support failing.
I'm reading an energy buildup from inside the sphere.
Got to see a lot more of Nhan in this episode.
Mm-hmm. She's back. We hadn't seen her for a while.
Yeah, I was worried. Because, like, I know she survived.
Yeah.
That little shuttle.
Shouldn't you be around
update,
somewhere?
Yeah, where would you go? The ship stopped suddenly because of some red thing spear.
Mm-hmm. That reminded me of a couple things.
Yeah.
One, it sort of reminded me of actually Q in Encounter at Farpoint, just sort of grabbing the Enterprise.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
What's the other thing, Chris?
What was the other thing?
It only reminded you of one thing. That's sad.
I guess so.
Why is everybody randomly speaking Klingon?
No, it was just Michael.
Yeah?
Yeah, we got the virus in there that was mucking with the UT. I actually liked that they brought up the UT before with Linus. And that was I wasn't expecting to see him as anything but a sneezing gag. And he was actually a character with lines.
They were having a meeting without Pike, and yet he said he had to leave because he had a meeting.
They were actually having a meeting, though. That was a senior staff meeting around the table, and we've been talking about that. And
You call them senior staff, but I still don't really comprehend what everyone does.
Yeah. Where was random communications officer, man?
They just don't have actual titles to their jobs, and the ones that do, I don't know who they are.
Yeah, like we mentioned the chief engineer.
Yeah.
Chief engineer sent me to firewall off the critical propulsion systems. I didn't realize a greenhouse could be critical or propulsive, but what do I know?
Who exactly sent you? Or are you just making this shit up? We've never had one. Nice try.
And
She's new to the ship. She doesn't know.
Yeah. And I'm pretty comfortable calling the lady we saw in sickbay the last couple times the CMO now.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's out and said it.
They briefly said her name once, but until she starts
attending meetings.
Attending meetings, going back to her home planet of Scotland, I will not accept her.
Yeah.
So we got a translated virus, and everybody started talking every language possible.
That was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
like how Saru actually bothered to learn languages.
Yeah, Saru.
And, why would you when the universal translator's that much of a thing?
Yeah, they seem to overuse it. Seems like Linus, this is not my series of clicks.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be clicks to you. Yeah, so hate Stamets now. Because he sounds like a self-righteous environmentalist.
Well, that's what they were doing. They were pretty bonk on the head with that metaphor.
Yeah, he's always been pretty cool, but now, I don't know.
You gotta use the groovy plant stuff, dude.
You guys...
You breaking the earth.
You guys are killing the environment. Mushrooms, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
Except, Except Stamets is killing the mushroom land.
Yeah, and we're way too early for the that metaphor. You know, that's the TNG episode where they gotta set up the speed limit and the warp drives killing everybody. We've already done that, guys.
Yeah, well, maybe this is yet another canon fix of get rid of the spore drive finally.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're doing. There's life forms in there, and they don't like us.
Yeah, what was happening to Tilly in this episode?
She got eat.
Yeah, she got high.
I'm from a species known as the Jett. We lived harmoniously until an alien intruder began to arrive at random intervals, ravaging our ecosystem irreparably.
Yeah, there's something a little more up with that. I'm sort of interested to see where that's going to go.
I was getting flashbacks to Ghostbusters when they break Dana out of the big tree and thing.
I like that she went back in there again. Like, we're breaking her out of there 3 or 4 times before this is done.
I get it. No, she went back in. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see her just send me back in.
She's like Luke in the Tauntaun or something. Yeah,
time to get in.
Yeah.
Stamets looks like he's, he had some conflict there with Reno, but getting along now.
Yeah, they're working it out. Because, I guess Stamets not the traditional engineer. Yeah, he's calling her like a grease monkey and that kind of stuff. Stamets is really more the theory guy, and she's actually building stuff and putting it together.
Yeah, there's a few characters that were a little off this episode. Pike really just wanted to fire at that singularity thing.
He is just really gung-ho for getting after Spock.
He's just like, hey, just eject the warp core if this doesn't work. And it's just like, it kind of worked, but you still tried to eject it.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really
And if you eject it, you can't go after Spock.
Yeah, we didn't really get fun Pike this episode, did we? He wasn't having fun.
He wasn't, no. And he had a friend.
I'm late for briefing. I'm glad you came. Sorry you can't stay long.
Next time. Be careful, Captain.
You too, number 1.
He gets to his staff meeting. He's like, yeah, everybody go to your stations. Burnham, talk to me. Spock, yeah.
This guy.
You gotta deal with him, Burnham. I can't. I pissed him off. Okay, change my mind. I will.
I'm surprised you were saying that this, this big biosphere might have, been one of the red bursts, but we haven't hit a red burst in the last couple episodes.
I saw a red thingy that glowed in space, and I was like, oh, it's gotta be the singularity, because, we didn't get a clear shot till, a quarter of the way through, a third of the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and apparently, it's just gonna give us all its information. It was a last contact.
Yeah. I wonder if it knows the crystalline entity.
I feel like we should have heard of this thing. It sounds like thousands of years of information was dumped on our doorstep.
Yeah.
All these medical breakthroughs and everything. You would think all this stuff.
Thanks, Sphere Bro.
Yeah, it's just nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm saving your life now because we learned all this shit.
Yeah.
I'll get something from sick bay.
No. I will be fine. The captain asked you to return to the bridge as soon as possible. I can continue the work here.
So, Chris Saru.
Yeah, let's talk about that a bit. So he was pretty convinced he was just dying there, and what was this? It's just triggered some sort of something in his biology that just causes him to die.
I'm like that every time I get sick. I'm pretty sure this is the end.
Yeah, this is the end.
Yeah, no, we actually learned a lot about Saru. He went on a lot, and Burnham, interrupted a lot, but we still learned a lot.
Yeah, and we saw, some references to the little short trek we got. We got the knife. We got him talking about being rescued by Georgiou. We got to see some of the plants from his homeworld.
Yeah, those quarters are not regulation.
No, they look like Sulu's quarters with all the plants in them.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Sulu was letting it grow on his floor, but
yeah.
I love him. He's just like, I'll be fine. I'm dying, but I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Burnham's, what was she saying? She's like, I'm your friend. There will never be judgment between us. Did you see season 1? He did not like you, bitch.
Saru's doing some judgment, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his judge on.
Friendship starting now.
Yeah, friendship now. But shit, yeah. Let's talk about the end there. So that actually
she wanted him to go full Alexander.
Yeah,
Yeah, honorable death.
Honorable death. But yeah, it looks like it wasn't a death thing. That was never fatal. I guess it seems to be what it was.
Michael, what is wrong?
I barely touched it.
And I just love him and the CMO at the end there, and he's just like, I feel so much power. And she's like, oh yeah, you're cleared for duty. Yeah, let's go. I'm like, you have never seen an episode of Star Trek, lady. That is not okay.
You better be good to me, Jim. I told you, you better be good to me.
Yeah. I feel power. Oh, that's gonna end great.
So, were you going along to thinking here of like, that's the whole reason that they're farmed is because they evolve into something?
This seems to be like some sort of transition step, I'm thinking. Like, Saru's gonna start changing into something else, something more powerful. And I don't know if this is gonna be like a where no man has gone before kind of thing, where he gets a little evil with it too. Or if he's just, maybe he just gets a little bolder, you know, gets a little more self-assured, but...
Maybe he has like a glow-in-the-dark, like Tron-like outfit Geordi did when he joined that other race for a bit.
Yeah, maybe he gets a little glowy. But yeah, I think that's probably... This might end up being why they were farmed, is because the Baul want to keep them from, you know, becoming this next phase of themselves. Maybe he's just like a Super Saiyan Kelpian.
I really hope they go along this path and like start to really evolve this. I guess like it's gonna go a bit beyond Star Trek. I think like you don't just have a crew member here following orders and doing this and that. He's starting to become like a different type of being. Mm-hmm. Like that's interesting. I would like to see that.
That is kind of cool. That'd be almost like a Stargate thing with Dr. Jackson.
Yeah, or the Vorlons if Sean would be thrown out at us.
Mm-hmm. You know, a little Babylon 5. But yeah, I'm pretty intrigued to see where they're going with both Saru and Tilly from here. If the Saru thing actually does end up panning out, but that line delivery was ominous. That line delivery about the power. So I'm seeing something there.
I guess you were like the only person in the room not to notice, but Chris, Tilly's dead. She's dead.
No.
Stamets cut that thing open, looked in there, and went, oh God.
No, she's just in there having.
She's dead.
She's just having a cut.
Totally gone.
It was just cold.
Not coming back.
It was just cold, and she needed to just. It's nice.
She has joined Lorca in death.
And we know Lorca's coming back, so it's fine.
Yeah, we know Lorca's coming back. We know that Killy's dead too.
Maybe she'll come back as Killy.
She's dead, Jim. She's dead. She's dead. He's dead. Must be dead. He was worse than dead. Very dead, Mr. Spock. Let her go, Jim. She's dead.
I really did enjoy like Saru like lying there and being like, no, Burnham, everybody on the bridge has talking lines, so it's clearly time for me to die. There's too many of them.
Yeah, my turn.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Man, Nhan is getting a lot of lines. I'm loving it. She's my new favorite character.
All right.
You know, because she's kind of pretty. She's different.
Yeah.
Got a cool look. I don't know how you make out with that.
Yeah.
Because like
she's got braces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be awkward, but.
Only we knew what it needs. Commander Nhan, USS Enterprise. Glad to be here.
Christopher, final thoughts?
Yeah, I am still really liking the way that Discovery's going this season. Episodes 2, 3, and 4 now have all been, pretty big winners for me. We hit some more good classic Trek stuff. We actually had our senior staff meeting a little bit, and it was nice to see some more of those characters. And the biggest thing for me is we hit that classic Trek message of this thing we think is our enemy actually isn't, and we just needed to communicate with it and understand it. And we did that story bang on here with the sphere, and I was real happy to see something like that.
I thought it was kind of funny because they built up like, oh, this thing has like so much knowledge that it wants to share with us, and Pike's just like, I kind of want to blow it up because I kind of got to get going. I have an appointment to catch.
Based on what we've seen from Pike, that does seem a little out of character, but yeah. I get that he's a little, weird about Spock right now.
It's just 3 people. Burnham started a war, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody loves her now.
Whatever.
She can give speeches in Starfleet. Spock, man. People to give speeches any day.
Yeah.
I bet you one day he could probably reunify the whole Romulan race with Vulcan.
Ooh, that's oddly specific.
Well, you know.
Oh man, I was a little worried when they said something's grabbed us out of warp. I'm like, this better not be a green hand. It better not be a green hand.
Oh, that would have been a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as always, thanks for watching.